Hey, what's
What
up,
up,
y'all?
everybody?
Hope y'all are having a fabulous Thursday. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing all right. I got my brew. I'm
Hell yeah.
ready to chat.
Chat, hell yeah. You been working on any fun projects recently?
Uh, yes,
Can you
but they're
talk
kind
about
of
them?
secret.
Oh no, they're
I can't really
classified?
talk about them.
Oh
They're
no.
classified.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I've been doing some stuff. It's all
Nice.
right there, off camera. Can't see it.
But I want to see it.
You might one day.
Oh! What do you mean might? I don't like that. Yeah, since
Well, you
last
never
we
know.
chatted, I painted up 2,000 points of Eldar. That was fun. Because I'm fast as fuck, boy.
In like 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. Chat, how are y'all doing? Welcome in. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hit us with a little like, hit us with a little sub. Would be much appreciated. Today, we're going to chat a little bit about Warhammer Plus. And, whether or not it's worth paying, $7 a month or $60 a year, whatever, for...
Is it?
What?
Is it only $7 a month? I thought it was like 12 or something.
It is $7 a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did my research, and plus I pay
All right, my
for it
bad.
every month. But yeah, so for those of you that aren't familiar with what Warhammer Plus is, it's how do they advertise it? It's like a one-stop shop for people who are really into Warhammer to like get a little bit more content. So kind of the four big things that they offer with Warhammer Plus is you get Warhammer TV, you get the Warhammer Vault, you get free miniatures, and you get access, I guess, expanded access to their Warhammer apps. So we're going to kind of go, I think, step by step or section by section and talk about each one of those a little bit while we're chatting. I want you guys to tell us what you think. We've got a little poll going about whether or not Warhammer Plus is worth it in the year of our Lord 2023. So yeah, it's $7 a month, $6.99 US dollars a month, or $59.99 US dollars a year. So the first big, it was kind of the main selling point, I think, when they first started advertising Warhammer Plus, was the Warhammer TV. And so they were talking about, we're going to have all of this cool, like original exclusive content on Warhammer TV. It's going to be sick. I don't know that I think it really was that great, if I'm being honest. So we can kind of, look through it a little bit and see the stuff that they got on here. I will say,
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have a whole lot of experience with Warhammer Plus. I subscribed for a month to watch some specific things I wanted to see.
Iron Within.
So on some level, I was actually thinking about subscribing to it recently. So I'm looking to you for guidance this evening.
I'll be your shepherd. I'll be your
and my
Warhammer Plus
decision.
shepherd.
Yeah, be my shepherd.
So
I do have some general thoughts about their strategy overall, but I'll cover that. I'll talk about that later.
yeah. So with Warhammer TV, what you get is you get 7 original animations. Some of them are series, some of them are just like one-off kind of movies. Like Iron Within is just like one 30-minute long thing animation. And then they have 3 other shows. They have the Lore Masters. They have this Deep Strike top talk show. They have the Citadel Color Masterclass, which is like all your hobby stuff. And then they have battle reports for, a bunch of their game systems. I don't think this covers all of them, but it's pretty close. Yeah, they don't have like Titanic and stuff. But they got a lot of battle reports. For $7 a month, I feel like, I guess the content should just be better. So the ones that I've seen, I haven't watched Black Talon, but I've seen pretty much everything else.
What's that about?
That's an AOS series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know specifically what it's about, but it's an Age of Sigmar series. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I've watched all of these animations except for that one, and Pariah Nexus to me is like the first one that doesn't feel like a glorified, like fan animation, if that makes sense. Like, it actually feels like a legit animation studio helped animate it, develop it, produce it, whatever. And there's only one episode of it out so far. I don't know when more episodes are going to come out. But yeah.
Oh, I think I accidentally closed the poll. I'm sorry.
No, it's still open. I'm looking at it.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
I just closed it for myself. Okay.
Yeah, you just closed it for yourself.
I was trying to see chat.
Yeah. Yeah, so this being like the big tentpole of Warhammer Plus was like Warhammer TV, and they're gonna have all this cool content. I don't know that they've really delivered on that, considering that the service has been out for what, 3 years now? It came out in 2020, I think. And they've got
I think so.
They've got 7 animations and like 3 other shows, like 3 studio shows, I guess, and then some battle reports.
Didn't the Exodite existed before Warhammer Plus? That was like a fan-made one, right? And
Astartes did, yeah. That's so. I'm not counting Astartes, and I'm not counting Armoring of a Space Marine. I was just counting anything that's like Plus exclusive, you know. So Exodite is a Plus exclusive.
The guy who made Exodite was working on it before they came out with Warhammer Plus.
Yeah, he might have been, for sure.
Remembering correctly. He was one of the independent creators they scooped up.
Yeah, there was a couple that they scooped up. It was him, the Astartes guy. I don't remember who else exactly. But that's kind of what you get out of Warhammer TV. And what are your thoughts on that?
So I've watched I haven't watched Pariah Nexus. I've obviously watched Astartes, but I didn't watch it on Warhammer Plus. I watched it on YouTube when it was coming out. And I've watched a little bit of Hammer and Bolter. I didn't mind Hammer and Bolter. Some people give it a bad rap. They talk about that the animation is really bad. I don't really get that. Now, granted, I haven't watched all of them. The main one I watched was the one with the group of Black Legion Terminators fighting Necrons.
Yeah,
I thought that one was pretty cool.
There's a few of them to me that are like super standout. Like, that's one of them I think that's really good. There's the Plague Song one with the Death Guard. That one's really good. There's a few that are like fantastic. There's also a bunch that are kind of garbage. There's like super boring or, you know. It's okay. Like, Hammer and Bolter's hit or miss. I think that it's probably one of the stronger shows on the platform. But it's a little... I'm inclined to agree with the animation being janky for a company that's worth as much as Games Workshop is. I don't think that that's the quality of animation they should be putting out. On a paid service.
It looks like... from what I can tell, it's 3D animated, but it's heavily cel-shaded to make it look like traditional animation.
I don't think so.
And I think they're doing that as like a shortcut.
I think there's maybe parts of it that are like that, but as a whole, I'm pretty sure it's just like 2D animated. There's a lot of sequences where that's
I'd
have
to
obvious.
Look at it again.
Yeah,
I'd have to look at it again, but there's like ways you can do 3D animation to make it look 2D, and then occasionally you can kind of see through that. But I also watched, what's it called? I just forgot the name. The Iron Warriors Dark Eldar one.
Iron Within.
Iron Within, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was fun because I like Iron Warriors and I like Dark Eldar, but it wasn't like a groundbreaking storyline or anything. It had some cool visuals. Some of the human animations were a little bit like the conversation was a little bit janky.
Yeah.
But so My general thoughts on Warhammer Plus uh, relate to their general strategy with like trying to shut down independent creators
Hmm.
in the prelude up to this,
Yeah,
which
I kind of have like mixed opinions on that. So part of me is like, yeah, I mean, it sucks that they put out, a big legal notice to all these people that were creating like actual good content around the hobby and around the IP and stuff. But also, I understand that if they don't step up and like take steps to defend their IP, then it basically just becomes a free for all, and anybody can do whatever the fuck they want with it.
yeah, there is some weird um, legal stuff about uh, if they don't like file or like defend their IP when people use it, then in the future it's indefensible in court. I know about
Yeah,
that. I don't necessarily know if that was their main driving impetus for doing what they did. I kind of feel like, and I felt like this for a while before this even happened, that GW's management or whatever is kind of archaic in their way of thinking, and like they feel like they don't understand the ability to profit from something if they're not getting direct profit from it. Like they're
yeah,
selling
yeah.
it and they're getting money. Because Astartes, for a lot of people, was their first uh, experience with like the 40K universe
That
because it was an
was that
amazing
was
animation.
my jumping off point for like finally being like, yeah, I'm gonna get into this and buy minis and play the game and shit. I had been into the lore
Yeah,
and the universe and stuff before, but like watching that, I'm like, shit, that was cool. I'm gonna go buy some minis. So
it
yeah,
it
I totally agree.
literally is it's the only reason I'm playing the game again.
Yeah,
It's the only reason Matt's playing the game again. Because I saw Astartes, I was like, hey Matt, look at this shit. Because I knew that he used to play 40K, but it stopped.
yeah,
And he was like, "Oh shit, that's cool." And that started our dialogue about, do we want to just like look at the game again and maybe play it since we have miniatures? And then now we have towers of shame piling up in our corners, and there's a we got playing with you, and then there's Slam Sector, and here we are. So, but now see if Astartes had never been on YouTube, if it had just been on Warhammer Plus, I'd have never seen it.
yeah,
Tons of people never
exactly,
would have seen it
totally.
because no one who is not already invested in Warhammer is going to pay for Warhammer Plus to watch that content.
Yep.
Like I'll die on that hill that no one is going to do that.
Yeah,
You're
and
not going to have people experiencing and getting hooked and like interested in the setting with content being isolated on there and not having these independent creators, because the independent creator, it shows you two things. A, if it's done well, it shows you that the universe is cool. B, when you see something like Astartes, or even some of the other animations that are out there, I can't remember all the different creators, but there was multiple people creating like just little clips of like cool fights and stuff or memes. The fact that the person is willing to put in the time and effort to take a 3D animated like little clip shows you that they love this setting to that degree.
yeah,
And that's a powerful advertising. And I think they've cut off one of their legs by sending out these notices. Now I've seen things since then saying like they haven't acted on anyone who has continued to make content,
yeah.
but
That was about 3 years ago, I think. And to my knowledge,
yeah,
they haven't gone after anyone. I think a lot of creators' reactions to it were a little overblown. Um, like the guy who was doing text to speech device series, I he just like immediately dropped it and said that he's gonna get sued, and if he gets sued, then his whole livelihood is dead, and blah blah blah. To me, that's like a way overblown reaction.
I
Um,
mean GW is has a history of going after people. Usually it's like other companies, but like there's like I've been hearing the term like GW virus bombing somebody
Sure.
with legal stuff as long as I've been in the hobby, and they came out pretty strong on this, so I can understand why people might have taken it seriously.
I
Uh,
guess, but this is like before he got like even a cease and desist. This was they put out
right.
the thing that was like, "Hey, look, we can't officially support fan animations. So if you guys do it, we're gonna have to like do something about it," which they haven't so far. Um,
Yeah.
and that's not like the first step in that process is you get a cease and desist, and if you don't cease and desist, then that's when you have like threats of being sued and litigation and shit like that.
Right.
And they hadn't even gotten to that point. So to me, seeing that and being like, I gotta quit because they're gonna sue me to death, kind of thing, is a little dramatic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily even isolated to the Warhammer community for people
Yeah,
having over the top reactions, but the Warhammer community definitely has them. Like when Age of Sigmar came out and that dude burned his entire Dark Elf army in his backyard.
sure.
You know,
Yeah,
uh, but I can also understand being like an independent creator who was doing something uh, to support the hobby and promote it. It feeling like a slap in the face. You
yeah,
know,
totally. Yeah, I agree.
when they started shutting down these channels and stuff. And when I say shutting down the channel, I guess they weren't technically shutting down channels, but like we haven't seen Astartes Part 2 yet. I
Oh,
don't necessarily know what Sayama Peterson's working on. I assume he's probably worked on Pariah Nexus and some of their other animations,
yeah.
but
I don't know. I think there's. I think the studio that they got for Pariah Nexus is called like M2 Studio or something like that. M2
okay.
Animation. And I think it's the same studio who's been working on all of their other shit too. Um, but it feels like Pariah Nexus is like a direct continuation of that Indomitus trailer, almost. I don't know if it is
Hmm.
supposed to be that way, but it seems like it is just a continuation of the Indomitus trailer. Um, and so it's kind of like the same animation style and everything. But yeah, I don't think they got him working on it. I think they've had him just like working on trailers and shit. I wouldn't be shocked if he worked on that
Yeah.
like armoring of the Space Marine thing. And obviously on the Horus Heresy trailer and shit like that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah. It's. I think I'd feel like I wish I could see Astartes too. Obviously, it takes a
yeah.
while to make something like that, but I
And to
gotta
be
think that
honest,
the
I don't know if
people
we
who
ever
are like,
will.
yeah, I have to feel like the people who are like patrons of him on Patreon, who are like, funding that project specifically, and like the people who like sent him Space Marine chapters and contributed and everything, feel probably a
Let
lot
down.
worse about that
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
But is there anything on? Is there any section of Warhammer Plus that is like free? Like you can
No.
go and watch something. No?
The whatever they post on YouTube, but that's like usually just trailers. I think they posted that armoring of a Space
Yeah,
Marine
that's like
thing. I
official
think that's
trailers.
on YouTube. I don't really understand why
Yeah,
it's
I
on.
watched that on YouTube.
I don't really understand why it's on Warhammer Plus. Um, I feel like
See, I think if
I was gonna say I feel like what they
sorry,
should
there's like
have
a
done.
little
Oh, is there a
chat
delay?
delay.
Oops. Um,
Yeah, like go ahead.
um, what they should have done is released all of this shit on YouTube and monetized it and made their money that way.
Yeah, that would have been one strategy. But they like having control. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like I think what would have been smart for them is if they're going to release Warhammer Plus and they're going to scoop up all these independent creators, and tell them to stop making stuff on YouTube. They should have had some part of Warhammer Plus that was kind of free, or not kind of free. It was free, and like if you made something as a fan, you could put it on there, and there would be some. I don't know how they would monetize that, but I don't know. I guess it would have to be on YouTube to get monetization. But some avenue for people to create freely, and then they could approve or disapprove of something, put it up. But you have that free fan created content that can, someone can send you a link, you go watch something, you're like, holy shit, looks awesome, I want to know more. It's, on Warhammer Plus, maybe I'll dig deeper into Warhammer Plus, and get a subscription.
Yeah.
There's something there that could have been done differently. But
agreed. Yeah, overall, I am kind of in the boat that, Warhammer TV, not really worth the $7 a month or whatever for it. But,
what about all the other stuff?
Yeah, so the next kind of thing that they have is, Warhammer Vault. So we'll look at Warhammer Vault a little bit. This is where they put old White Dwarfs, and it looks like old indexes and stuff like that, old supplements. So you can pull them up. Actually, I probably shouldn't show that on stream. But you can
Yeah.
you can see the catalog of the stuff that they have. I don't think, as far as I know, it's not all of the White Dwarfs. It's not all of the indexes, supplements, or whatever. But the biggest drawback of this shit is there's no way to filter anything. So the only way to browse and look for things that you might want is you just have to fucking scroll. You just have to scroll down the list.
You can't select codexes or White Dwarves.
No. The only thing is there's a search bar. And so if you know the exact title of what you're looking for, you can search.
Well, just type White Dwarf in there. See what happens.
Yep, there's all the White Dwarfs.
Okay, so you can kind of do it.
They are not in any kind of order that makes any sense.
Are they not chronological right now?
No.
Am I crazy?
Here we go. 2010, 2004, 2005, 2006.
They seem like they kind of are, but they're not quite exactly.
Oh, maybe we're going forward in time. Oh, we're back to 2003, 2004, 2021.
Oh yeah. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to struggle with UI a little bit in all their things.
Here's all the
I know you hate the app.
Yeah, I think
Can you type
that's
Codex.
I think that's an entire topic on its own, the app. Codex. Look at that, we got Codex Tau the lore. Alright. Oh, so they give you the lore sections of some of the old codices, it looks like.
But not the full Codex. That's interesting.
Yeah, you don't get... I'll browse it not on stream and see. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's pull up the most recent one that they added, which was the Angels of Death. Let's see, page 4, Strike Forces, blah blah blah. Yeah, no, it's all just the lore. There's no rules. Which is still cool. I don't hate that. But again, PDFs of this shit is just online everywhere, freely. So you don't need to pay the $7 a month for it. And it's probably easier to browse, through a file browser than it is through their website. Spoilers, we're doing some stuff with some of the old White Dwarfs. And it's been easier to, not use that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It would be
I
nice if
think
it had a more robust system.
yeah, I think that would be cooler. Still, to me, not worth that $7 a month. But it would be cool if the UI was better.
If I could go back and like easily surf through some of the White Dwarfs, because I used to have a White Dwarf subscription like back in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
If I could go back and like look at some of those battle reports and stuff and articles and like army, uh, like displays. My mind's blanking on the right word. Previews or what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, you know what I mean. I think.
I don't know. I don't know the exact
it's
word you're searching for, but I know what you mean.
army features, like
Mm.
player submitted army features, where
Got it.
they'd have photos of people's armies and stuff.
Right.
It'd be a trip down memory lane. It'd be a lot of fun. But it's
Yeah.
unfortunate they don't have all of them in there.
And it looks like, I mean, they might at this point. I don't know. I can't tell. There's not really a way for me to tell. It looks like they go up pretty recent and they go back pretty far. I don't think they go back all the way because I think the earliest one that I saw was like 2003. I'm pretty sure White Dwarf was going on well before that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was before
Pretty sure
that.
White Dwarf was going on in like the 80s. But yeah.
It used to be, yeah, it was going on a long time before that. It used to be just sort of like a general hobby magazine,
Right, yeah, it wasn't
and like
GW
they talk
specific.
about other games and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to say it was tied to Citadel primarily, which is just like a
I
paint
think
company.
that's accurate, yeah.
And they would just advertise different games and then talk about you can use Citadel paints for this.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% on that.
So yeah, that kind of covers the vault. It's got old White Dwarfs, it's got old codices, indexes, old like campaigns and game supplement books and stuff. Maybe that's worth it to some people. I think to most people it's probably not worth anything. If I had to guess, a majority of people that are signed up to Warhammer Plus probably don't even know that that exists. But it's there.
What about their like lore masters and their painting and all that stuff?
You're gonna get better shit on YouTube, if I'm being completely
Yeah.
honest. Lore
I
Masters
know,
is boring. The Citadel Masterclass or whatever. You know, they had that whole drama not too long ago about not showing their hosts' faces anymore. So that's like...
wait, what was that about?
They just... So, they had people like
I
Duncan
know-
Rhodes and stuff leaving and starting their own
Yeah.
YouTube channels and shit. And
Like I know Louis Sugden left also. He
started
Hobbies.
Rogue Hobbies. They things like that were happening where people were leaving, starting their own platforms and channels and stuff. And they decided that, hey, we don't want to be advertising that stuff on our channels, so we're just not going to show our hosts' faces anymore. To make that connection harder, I guess. I don't really know the logic behind it. But it's
So
really fucking
they
dumb.
wanted to deny their talent the ability to like get a reputation that they could use to further their careers, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're actually gonna go only hands on Slam Sector After Dark now. We're just gonna fuck. Hey everybody! Oh, you can still see my head. Hey, so welcome to Slam Sector After Dark.
Hi, Ryan.
Ow! I'm not gonna lie, I kind of landed a little harder than I intended.
Ryan, are you okay?
Ugh. My face is back.
I mean, this is my face. Okay, fine.
I can't hide that way.
It's too late. The
Too
bit's
much
over.
work.
The bit's over.
Bit's done. Ugh. Ow, my ass.
Yeah, so there was a whole bunch of drama with that a while back on their Citadel stuff. But, like, the people that they're trying to deny this audience, just go look up their YouTube videos. Duncan Rhodes, Rogue Hobbies. I forget exactly who else. There's been a few.
Is she still doing stuff with GW? My understanding was that she left GW
She did.
completely.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She left. Yeah. For good reason, it sounds like. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like. It kind of gets back to like what I said earlier about them having archaic thinking. The GWs always seem like it just wants to have too tight of a grip on everything.
Yeah.
If they just chilled a little bit and allowed their community to engage with them more and allowed their stuff to get out there more, I think they would do a lot better. But
agreed. Yeah, and just the fact that all of their content, there's that content or better is like easily accessible for free on the rest of the internet. Like there's better all their animations, there's better fan animations that you can watch. All of their hobby content, there's much better hobby content for you to watch on YouTube. Their
is
battle
there anywhere
reports
where
even,
you can
dude.
see better battle reports?
Well, theirs are all
Do you know
pre-recorded,
of
so
anywhere?
theirs are all pre-recorded. So you check out shit like
Wow.
mini wargaming and 40K in 40 minutes, play on tabletop. They've got great pre-recorded battle reports, better than what GW is putting out officially. You'll be shocked to know that even on their official battle reports, they're pretty constantly like getting rules wrong, like all the time.
You would think their battle reports, in the very least, would basically be like tutorials for how to play the game.
Well, they have a separate learn to play thing.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Well, let's see.
you would
Let's see.
expect
What
their
battle
battle
reports
reports
do we
to
have here?
be on point with the rules.
Yeah. And I don't know. I haven't, to be fair, I haven't like watched any of these in a while. I watched the first few that they did, and I just didn't think they were very good. They skipped over a lot of important stuff. They got rules wrong. The overlays and graphics and stuff that they used weren't very good. The personalities were okay. They're just like the GW Desk Coast guys. So it is what it is. I think there's, again, you can find better content on YouTube.
What about the miniatures you get?
So, the free miniatures, to me, almost is completely why you're paying for this, right? You're paying...
I think that's why a lot of people...
You're paying $60 a year to get the cool exclusive miniatures. Because, most of the time, they're actually pretty fucking good. I think the ones that are coming up are the weakest, the year 3 miniatures. They're pretty rough. IMO. But the ones that you got before, like they had the World Eaters Terminator guy.
yeah.
Oops.
There was
They
a Vindicare assassin like in that giant skull.
Yeah.
Or
So
whatever.
that was, I think I have that one here somewhere. Yeah, they had the big Vindicare assassin. They've had what was the first ones? There's like the Auric guy. I think it was the Auric guy and the Vindicare was the first two.
Yeah, the Vindicare was year 1.
Yeah.
I
Because
don't
they always
remember what the
do
ones
one
were.
AOS and one 40K.
Yeah.
And you have the option. You get one for free, and then you have the option to buy the other one. Otherwise, if you're not a Warhammer Plus subscriber, you don't even have the ability to buy those except off of eBay. Yeah.
Or I have maybe on certain sites seen certain people using certain means to make versions of all those miniatures.
Unregistered
For sale.
STCs.
Resin recast maybe. So there is that, but
Yeah, I'm not going to condone that on stream. I'll condone that off stream, but I'm not going to condone that on stream.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying
It
they
exists.
do it. And Shame.
How dare
If you message
they?
me, I'll give you. If you message me, I'll give you some links.
Yeah. So that is probably why most of the people that are subscribed to Warhammer Plus are still subscribed.
Yeah.
Because those miniatures are good. The other reason is now they and their in Games Workshop's infinite wisdom put the army builder behind a paywall for the 40K app. You can still build one army for free, which is new. They were not going to do that until they started getting a shit ton of backlash. But if you wanted to build armies, like multiple armies, you gotta pay the $6.99 a month for that, or the $60 a year, or whatever. Which, to me, is like, cool, you can build one army. That's fine. I don't like it, but I can get behind what they're trying to do. The fact that I'm paying $7 a month, and the Tyranid Codex comes out, and now I can't even look at the Tyranid datasheets without having to buy a physical Tyranid Codex, is fucking dumb.
Yeah. That gets back to what I was saying about they cannot see profit beyond direct profit. Like they put a dime into something, they want to see, 50 cents back or $1 back on it directly. Yeah. They don't understand that making these resources available, making the hobby easier to get into, I honestly believe in the long run will increase profits more than them nickel and diming the people that they currently have.
Yeah. I know a ton of people that bought miniatures and started entire armies after they just sat there and looked at the data sheets and fucked with an army builder for a little bit.
Yeah.
They're losing so much money, I think, by putting that shit behind an arbitrary paywall. I think, at the very least, for my $7 a month, I should still be able to look at the Tyranid data sheets. It's absolutely fucking asinine that I'm paying a monthly subscription and I can't look at just a stat line for a Termagant.
So wait, even with the Warhammer Plus subscription, you can't see the stuff?
Yeah. The Tyranid, all Tyranid content is locked off unless I buy the codex.
So if you were playing a game with somebody with an army that you don't even have and you just want to check on your app that you pay for what some of their units can do, you can't do that.
No, it is. I don't even know if you can see it. But you can pull up the thing and it just says locked content.
Alpha Omega says the Age of Sigmar app is totally free to build as many lists as you want. I didn't know there was 2 different apps.
So I haven't looked at the AOS app. But I saw, when I was looking through the Warhammer Plus stuff, you get premium access to the Age of Sigmar app. And I don't know what that means exactly.
Why would they do it differently for their different games? That makes no sense to me. But I mean, all the Age of Sigmar battle tomes or war scrolls, you can download those online, right?
Am I wrong about that? I honestly, don't really know about AOS. I haven't looked at AOS stuff in years. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that situation really makes it feel like with 10th edition, the start of it, with the free indexes and the free rules and the app and everything, they were just trying to take a shot at Battlescribe, Wahapedia, and a few other things to try to knock them down a peg and make them lose some footing. I don't necessarily know if we're going to see all that kind of free content in the future.
Yeah, they...
in 11th edition.
They built up all of this goodwill at the beginning of 10th edition with here's the free core rules, here's the free indexes for everybody. But now, a couple months into the edition, we're gonna fuck all of you unless you pay us more money.
Yeah, it's they're saying well, why aren't we getting money for this?
Yeah,
and why
if for my Warhammer Plus subscription, I could also just look at the new Tyranid rules without having to go out and buy a physical book, that to me would make the subscription worth it. But the fact that I go to
by itself,
but the fact that I go to pull up a Tyranid data sheet and it says locked content, ridiculous, like actually insane. Yeah, I would pay $7 a month just for the ability to do that, and I think you're gonna get more money out of a lot of people with that model than you will the model that they're doing now. Because most people don't play like several armies, right? And so most people only really care about 1 or 2 codexes. Somebody's going to go out and buy a codex for $50 or whatever. Well, why do that when you can just have them pay you $7 a month and just have access to all of them, you know?
Yeah.
Feels dumb. I know there's people still that would buy... Like, I would still buy physical codexes, right? For the armies that I play. I would still go out and buy physical codexes because I like to have them. I put them on display. I like to read all the lore and stuff.
Yeah. It's also just nice having the physical thing there when you're playing a game sometimes.
Yeah, totally. I think the data cards kind of fill that void a little bit to me.
Yeah.
But, like, they don't have all of the cool stuff that the codexes do. And you notice that the data cards are way fucking cheaper. Like, how much are Tyranid data cards? Let me look at Warpfire or something real quick. Games-workshop.com.
But yeah, it's not like people are gonna buy all the codexes so they can look at the army stats.
Yeah.
They're just gonna wait a week after the codex drops and get a PDF rip of it offline.
So Tyranid data cards are $35. And that content, the data card, what is physically printed on the data cards, nothing more, nothing less, is what you should be getting in the Warhammer app. So you get all the army rules, you get all the detachment rules, and you get all the data sheets. To me, that seems fair for $7 a month, especially because they're not printed on something physical. They're just on a fucking app.
Yeah. Sean says it feels like the approach for their app mirrors D&D Beyond, but without the integration and content sharing.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. I haven't really looked into D&D Beyond because I don't play D&D.
So I use it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I use it quite a bit because one of my friends has like a campaign that he puts people in, and then we can all look at all the books that he's bought on it.
That's
and all the content.
Huge. That's really smart.
Yeah. So like if I had the Warhammer app and I went and I was playing against somebody, and I could like add them as a friend, and then like they could add me to a game, I guess is how it'd be formatted, and then I could see all his rules without having to buy the codex.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good feature, but as far as I know, they don't have that or anything even close to that.
Yeah, I mean they barely have a functional app as it is, but what do I know?
I haven't actually used their app at all. You
should try it. You should try it. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it specifically.
I don't want to hurt myself. I've heard you talk about it, and it scares me. I'll try it. I'll try it sometime. Next time I play... well, do I have to have a Warhammer Plus subscription to use it?
No, you can use the app for free. You can only build one army. But you can use the app for free. Only. You can only see the indexes. Right. Except the Tyranids one. The Tyranids index is now gone.
Right. It's behind a paywall.
Yeah. And so that means in a couple of years, all of the indexes are going to be gone. So... what's the point of having the app for free anymore, you know?
Yeah. And free rules is not really exactly free.
Yeah. But,
well...
yeah. So, to me, yeah, that's Ryan's homework for the week.
Yeah, the next game I play on Slam Sector, assuming one of my codexes doesn't come out, which I don't think they're coming out anytime soon.
So AdMech and Necrons are the next two.
Yeah.
Well, after Space
I'll
Marines.
use the app.
Yeah.
I'll use the app next time.
Don't build a Space
I
Marines
think
army.
Drukhari are pretty far down the list.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. I don't remember what the roadmap is. 10th edition Codex roadmap. So we've got Space Marines coming out next, and then winter is Admech and Necrons, and then spring. Spring is chocked full. Ready? Spring is Dark Angels, Orcs, Custodes, Tau, and CSM.
Oh shit!
So that's gonna be fun. I played 2, almost 3 of those armies in spring. Ugh. And you know what?
Kiss your index goodbye.
I would much rather pay $7 a month than have to go buy 3 physical fucking codexes, you know?
Yeah, but then they wouldn't get as much money.
Yeah.
Is the way they see it. So I guess Warhammer Plus is a good way to get a $60 miniature a year after you get done paying for it.
Yeah. Cuz I mean, if we go through all the things again, to me, Warhammer TV, not worth. Warhammer Vault, not worth unless you're like super into old White Dwarfs or something for some reason. The Warhammer app, still not worth. Fucking dumb that they did it the way they did it. Free alternatives to army builders are coming out soon. Just use those. Free miniatures, sure, I'll pay $60 a year for a free miniature, I guess.
That's not. That's pretty close to the price of some of their single miniatures as it stands now. I want to say.
Yeah, they're like $40, $45 for just like single little characters. Fucking, it's too expensive. So yeah, all in all, I think not worth. What do you think?
I want to watch some of the shows on there,
Yeah.
but there might be other ways for me to do that. I don't want to say. I don't want to say anything too.
Don't say anything. Don't
Oh
say anything.
yeah. Like
We're all
someone else to pay
very
for my Warhammer Plus.
very
Is what
above
I meant
board.
by that.
Whoa, no account sharing.
Yeah. Oh no, I just meant somebody else to fund it.
I'll fund it. I'll pay for your Warhammer Plus.
What? Okay, thank you.
Business expense.
Sheesh. But yeah, there is stuff I want to watch on there. Like I want to watch Pariah Nexus. I want to watch some more Hammer and Bolter. Specifically the one with Emperor's Children.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I've been on the fence about getting Warhammer Plus because it's like it doesn't seem like there's that much. It's been around for 3 years. Doesn't seem like there's that much content. Like I'll blow through all the content on that in a week.
I'm curious. I'm gonna do the math on like the total time that the content is, like the total length of all of the content on the platform. I'm gonna go through it all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it all. I'm gonna do the math, and I bet you can blow through all of the content on Warhammer TV that has come out in the last 3 years. I bet you could get through all of that in like a week, maybe less.
Yeah.
Alpha Omega brings up a great point. Losing Space Marine data sheets from the app for free is bad and might put people off the app as it covers a lot of factions. True. And a lot of people's first army is Space Marines. So not being able to access that shit on the app for free, that's going to be a huge fuck up, in my opinion.
We'll just have to wait and see when that codex drops.
Yeah, we've got, I think, probably another 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. We'll see. Yeah, but chat. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Warhammer Plus? I mean, we've got the poll still going. It seems like 17% yes, 83% no. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say most of them probably don't think that it's a very good deal, which I'm inclined to agree with.
I think they could make it a good deal.
They could, absolutely.
But as it stands right now, it's kind of missing the mark.
Yep. Hard agree. Well, Back to having to buy codexes to play a successor chapter. What does that mean?
Like having to buy Space Marine Codex to play Black Templar, I assume is what he's directly referring to.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, that's not really like a change, I guess. I mean, I think it probably should have been a change. I think they should have made it not that way. But that's just me. Oh, yeah, because you have to buy the base Space Marine Codex to get, like, a lot of the data sheets. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 codexes.
So dumb. Well, I think that's probably gonna do it for us, man. Not a big Warhammer Plus fan. Sounds like you're not. Sounds like chat's not. So, to answer the question we got down there, is Warhammer Plus worth it in 2023? No! Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. So, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up. If you guys enjoyed this content, let us know in the comments. Hit us with a little like, hit us with a little sub. Maybe join. Joining helps us a lot. It'll help us with a lot of projects that we've got in the pipeline. Ryan's working on some stuff. Matt's working on some stuff. We got a lot of people working on some stuff.
And check out our merch store, because I think we have pint glasses and maybe pickleball rackets soon.
Soon TM. They're not in there yet, but they will be. Anyway, that'll do it for us. We'll catch you guys on Monday, where I'm going to probably break out the Eldar for our first battle report with him. Oh. Later, y'all.